Hey, hope you're good. Um, this is not even like a proper, BC Talks kind of vid. This is going to be another Get Ready With Me. Um, and I'm just going to be sharing some things that I've been like pondering about, things I've been listening to that's kind of given me like food for thought, essentially. So yeah, I'm basically just airing my thoughts whilst doing my makeup. I like doing makeup. I like doing my makeup. So I've already kind of done like all the skin prep and stuff. In terms of what I'm using now to moisturize my face, I've been using the CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion. It's SPF 50 as well, and that's been working for me. I've been using it for like a good few months now, and the new product that I tried out today is a primer. So I've been seeing this Milk Hydro Grip primer on TikTok. So TikTok did influence me to buy this. I got the tester because I just wanted to try it out, but even so, the tester was so expensive. So I've used it, and I guess the proof in the pudding will be like when I come back later in the evening, like to see how my makeup stayed. But from like things I've been seeing online, your makeup is gripping to your face, so we'll see. I mean, I've put it on. Yeah, it's looking cool so far. I've already done my eyebrows off camera, just simple. So prior I was doing my eyebrows last, but now I'm back into the routine of doing them first. And yeah, nothing different, just the usual, just eyebrow pencil, and then I just concealed using NARS concealer. I just used chocolate because it's literally like close to my skin tone. So that is all done, and I guess now we'll get into the rest of the makeup, and then just also sharing things I've been learning as of late. So let's get into it. So I guess what I'm gonna start with is recently I shared a post on Instagram, a reel, just talking about God being a God who sees us and who hears us. Like, for example, if you're in a situation where you just feel like, God, I need to know you're listening to me, or I need to know you're hearing me. So that was kind of what I was talking about on the reel. You can go back and watch it if you want to see more. But one of the reasons that I thought to share that is because I was just thinking, like, sometimes, when we're in situations or when we're going through things, we can kind of tend to get that mindset like, oh God, you're not there, God, you're not here, God, where are you? Like, that kind of mindset can kind of tend to come to the forefront of our minds. And I don't know, I was just reminded that no, God is actually always there. And when I was reading through that story, so essentially what that whole story is about, I'm just trying to get my concealer, my foundation out of the thing. What that whole story was about, essentially, Hagar. So Hagar is the woman that Abraham kind of slept with to have a child. So Hagar was Sarah's like maidservant, essentially. And Sarah said to Abraham, you know what, you can sleep with my mistress, because like Sarah hadn't yet had a child for Abraham, even though God had promised it. So anyway, all of that happened, and Hagar had a son, Ishmael. But ultimately Sarah, she just didn't like the whole situation, because I'm not trying to be funny, who would? So then Sarah kind of said Hagar needs to leave. So Hagar left, was in the desert, etc., etc. But even in the desert, God still came to her, and God still kind of gave her a word to kind of say, don't worry, you're not going to be left alone. You and the child are not going to die. All of this stuff. I don't have a pump, so I just kind of pour it out and then use a cotton bud to get the foundation out. So all of that stuff. And then essentially that's where Hagar said that she found a new name for God, which was El Roi, the God who sees me. And when I was just reading that, I don't know, I was just kind of reminded that she was in the desert. I think that's what really kind of hit me. Like, Hagar was in the desert, and in the desert she still found springs of water. Like, does that not tell you or show you that? Because what desert represents, what barrenness, dryness, it's just dusty, it's dry, like there's no life. But yet she was fed, she was watered, she was like, she had something to drink, her and her son. I just thought, God, that's just how it came, like how it was revealed to me, like how the Holy Spirit ministered to me when I was kind of reading that again. God shows up even when we're in the desert. God's going to make sure that we're going to be watered. He's going to make sure that we're fed. And I think for me, it was about looking at things through that lens, because it can be really hard when you're, in the midst of something, when you're in the desert, to see something good, right? So I think for me, that was one of the points that I was like, nah, I need to share this. I need to encourage someone. I need to I need to share it, essentially. Okay, I had to stop and just blend my foundation in because it's quite hard to do your makeup and talk at the same time. So anyway, now my foundation, I've blended it in. Now I'm just going in with my first concealer. So this is the NARS, the same one I use for my under eyebrows. So I'm just going to go in with this first, blend it all in. But essentially, I really like the consistency of this concealer, by the way. But essentially, yeah, that was something that I learned from that and that I wanted to share. Another thing that has kind of been on my mind is the whole concept of seasons. Seasons. I know we hear it a lot about, you hear a lot about seasons when it in the Christian faith, like you're in the season, you're in the waiting season, you're in a breakthrough season, you hear a lot about seasons. But one thing that I was listening to recently, that was interesting, and a different kind of, perspective, viewpoint, whatever you want to call it. So the ladies were sharing, and one of them said, one thing you can't do is you can't rush a season. And I can't lie, I was just thinking, that's so true, because I remember, like, just even a few weeks ago saying, oh God, please, can you just speed this up? Do you know what I mean? I was in a particular season and I just wanted the season to just get to the end. And to be fair, I don't even know if I'm fully out of the season yet, but I've surrendered to it being a season, and I'm letting God do the work that he needs to do in me through the season. But literally a few weeks ago, I was literally like, God, can we hurry this whole thing up? And when I heard the lady say, you can't hurry a season, and what she related it to was the fact that we have spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And she was like, when you're in winter, you're in winter. Like, unless you get up and move to another country where they don't have winter or whatever, wherever you are in that, if you're in a specific place, you're going to be in winter. And instead of saying, like, can it not be wind? Can mean that moves to spring, blah, blah, blah. In order to make the most of the season that you're in, like, you prepare yourself, you gird yourself up, like, you make sure you have your winter jackets, etc., etc., etc. Those are the things that started bringing to my mind. And I just thought, do you know what, B? You're in the season that you're in. Ask the Lord to show you what he wants to do with you in this season, and surrender to let God do what it is he wants to do through you in this season. And that's kind of made it a lot easier to just be in. Like, I'm just kind of like, okay, cool, this is my season. But ultimately, like I said in my other video as well, I know for a fact there's a time, like, it's not going to be this season forever. So I'm just kind of coming to a different understanding of seasons in, like, the Christian sense, because like I said, you hear the word season all the time in the faith. So I've blended the ones under the eye. I totally forgot to put some here, because I always like to put concealer around here as well. See, it's hard to do makeup and talk at the same time because I'm just forgetting stuff. So another thing I actually wanted to talk about was just like doing things that make you happy, doing things that make you happy. Like, one of the quotes I've been seeing is, take time to do what makes your soul happy. Sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day, like the day-to-day, and we get so preoccupied doing, yeah, fair enough, there are things that should be done, but what are we doing that gives us joy, that sparks us joy? For me, like I said, one thing I like doing is makeup. So any if I have an opportunity to do my makeup, I'm gonna do my makeup, you know, because it's not every day that I get to like be experiment with new things. Like I've mentioned before in other videos, when I'm going to the office, I don't have the time to be sitting down doing like a full face. It's just quick, let's get to work kind of thing. But like now I have a bit more time to do my makeup. I'm like, let me do my makeup, let me sit down, let me enjoy. Like I like watching makeup videos. I like watching like ladies put their makeup on. I enjoy it. So, you know, and I like listening to their reviews and stuff that they're buying. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do my makeup more. Like I'm gonna go to events that I like. I'm just gonna do things that make me happy, because one thing that we need to remember is, you know, if you want to, like, we want to help people around us, we want to encourage people around us, we want to pour into the lives of others around us, but we need to remember that we can't pour from an empty cup. There's no way you can give something that you don't have. And that was something that I actually struggled to understand. Like one of my aunts used to tell me that when I was about, I'd say 19, she used to be like, you can't, like, it was in relation to a guy, and she used to be like, you know, he can't give you what he doesn't have. And I just didn't understand it. But obviously, years and years and years down the line, I've started to understand it. And not even in relation to the guy, but just even in relation to myself. And it's like, you know, I can't be the best to be, you know, if I'm depleted and tired and exhausted and all of that kind of stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm pouring into myself so that I can pour into others. And, you know, obviously the more I pour into myself, and just I'm in a space that I'm happy with in myself, then that definitely has an impact on everybody around me too. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm really trying to hone in on this particular time of my life. And maybe this is one of the things God wants to teach me in this season. Actually, I've just not thought about it that way. Take time to do what makes you so happy. Yes. Okay, so I'm quite happy with how everything's looking right now. I'm now going to go in with my first brightening concealer, Too Faced, and this is in Butterscotch. So I'm literally just going to put some dot there, some here, and a little bit at the top. So yeah, I'm just going to do that now. I'm just going to blend that. Do you know what that taught me? Blending is a process. My face looks so bright, but I think it's the lights, because in the mirror it doesn't look as bright as it looks here, but I think it's all the lights and stuff like that. But yeah, blending is a process. It's a process. And then when I was blending out the concealer and stuff, I was just thinking, yeah, blending is a process. It takes time to achieve the desired look. And essentially life is a process as well. And when you're in a season, that's a process. So I'm just going to do my contour. I just use NYX, and I use Deep Walnut to do my contouring. So I'm just going to get onto that now. So in terms of placement, I literally just do like from the top there down, along my jawline, along my cheekbones, and then at the top of my head. And then I'm just gonna blend that in now, essentially. Back to the blending process. Okay, that's all done. Do you know one thing I forgot? I totally forgot that the NYX concealer dries really quickly. So I literally had to just get setting spray to just make it a bit damp again so I could blend it, because I was struggling. So now I'm on to kind of like my favorite part of makeup, which is powder. So to set my under eyes first, I use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter powder, I think it's called, finishing powder, I don't know. So I'm just going to use that under my eyes just to set everything in place. So that's my first thing. I mean, one thing I really like about powder is, like, you can't see it on camera, but you know, like, I don't know, it just gives that smooth finish, which I really like. So flawless finishing powder first under my eyes to set the concealer. Oh. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I'm just pressing it in, literally. I think you can see it a tiny bit. You can see a difference. But yeah, love, love, love this. And I can't remember what shade it is because it's literally rubbed off. So I'm gonna have to, I can't even order it online. I'm gonna have to actually go in person, like when it runs out, and look at the ones, if that makes sense. So I've put this on, and then I'm gonna go and bake, not bake cake, which is a very natural thing for me to do, but I'm gonna bake with the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder in honey. So I've got it in honey, and I've also got it in medium deep as well. But I'm gonna do the under eye baking with honey, and then the rest of my face, like once I'm done, just to set, I'll use that. But yeah, this one first, and then with the honey I go in with a lot more. This will just literally press and set all of that into place. With this, I've got a really cute tiny beauty blender, so I really like to get in the corner. I do want to get one of them triangle brushes. I just haven't, like, I just keep forgetting, and then yeah, I just keep forgetting, but I need to get one of those soon. So I'm just gonna dab my cute little beauty blender in there, and then I'm just gonna go under my eyes with this. And then this just gives that bright under eye look. I mean, it depends. I like a little bit of a bright under eye look, so it depends what you're going for. If you don't like a bright under eye look, then do something else. Cool. So I'm just going to leave this on my face for a little bit. And then I'm going to use my brush to just kind of brush it all. A little goes a long way. A little goes a real long way. Then I am going to, do you know what I actually want to try? I want to try the Rare Beauty liquid. Is it liquid or whatever blush is called? But every time I go to get the shade that I want, it's sold out. And I don't want to just buy another shade for the sake of buying another shade. I actually want the shade I want. So I love the names of the Rare Beauty blushes. Like, it's like Faith, Hope, Love, Grateful, Joy. I just think they're beautiful names. I can't remember the one I want. I think it's Joy. I can't remember. I know it's like an orangey colour, but it's literally sold out all the time. So whilst I'm waiting for that to get back in stock, I'm just going to use my normal NYX. The thing is called Sweet Cheeks. I'm just even, like, the font has literally even rubbed off, but it's in the colour Summer Breeze, so that's what I'm going to use as blush. You know what, on here, I don't even know if it really looks like I've got makeup on, but in my mirror, I'm liking the look. But what I did was I set the rest of my face. I did my waterline eyeliner. I did just a little wings liner, tiny one, and then I'm going to put mascara on. I'm not wearing lashes. I'm just going to use mascara. I've got quite a few mascaras, so to be honest with you, I just do a bit of mix and matching, to be fair, depending on the look I want. So yeah, I'm going to put my mascara on and then line my lips. The lip gloss I'm really enjoying right now is NYX one, Butter Gloss in Tiramisu. But I'm going to line my lips with MAC Chestnut first, and then use a Tiramisu gloss, and then set my face just like Charlotte Tilbury. And then yeah, then I've just got to style my hair how I want to do it and stuff. Be back. Okay, So mascara done. I'm loving the look. Yay. Lips. I said I was gonna do lips, didn't I? Yeah, lips now. Ah, goodness me. Lips. Can I do this on here? Let's see. Okay, I could do it. Where's my lip gloss gone? My butter gloss. I love it. There we go. I just love the like hint of pink. It's not like proper in your face pink, but a little hint of pink. I love that. So in terms of my hair, I actually like it down, but I need to just put some gel to just make the edges look a bit, I'm not a fan of all those huge baby hairs, but I just want to like slick it back so it just looks a little bit neater. My braids are getting a little bit messy, but I'm not taking this hair out yet, so I'm just gonna do a bit of slicking down of the sides just to make them look a little bit neater. I've got this brush, we've got the toothbrush part and then this part at the end just to comb it through, and I'm going to be using I think it's Gummy, the red one. Yeah, it is called Gummy, the red one. This is what I'm going to be using for my edges, so I'll be back. Okay, I gelled my edges, but do you know what I should have been doing? Like whilst I was doing this, I should have put mousse on my hair, on my braids, and then use a scarf. So I'm actually going to do that after, because I don't need to leave immediately. I've still got some time, but I do want to take selfies. So I'm going to put some mousse on my braids, just to like, I've got flyaways and stuff, so just to kind of let all of those lay down, tie a scarf. I need to pick what earrings I'm going to wear. I don't know if I want to wear studs or hoops. Let's see. So this is it with the hoops. I think I like the hoops, and these are the studs. I think I'm going to go with the hoops. Okay, so I've put my hoops in. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a bit more of this Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finishing just along the side of my nose here. Just because sometimes it can get a bit, yeah, I just want to smooth it out a bit. That's better. And the thing I love about this is I can just take it and just touch up at any point. That's that. And then I just need to set my face to cover my eyes. Set my face so it's not looking too dry. Okay, so I am going to do what I said with the mousse and my scarf. I really am, oh no, do you know what, I've forgotten a little bit of highlight. A little bit of highlight. This is Revolution Vividness palette, if I can open it. So it's so bright, like it's so bright. So I just really need a tiny bit, because boy, I'm gonna use orange. I like the orange. Like I just put the tiniest amount. You can't see it, but it's very bright. I'm gonna shake off the excess. I'm just gonna put a little bit like here on the tip of my nose, and then just a little bit here and a little bit here. I think you can see that one on my nose. Then I'm gonna blend it in, and then I'm just gonna use my little brush here to blend it, because if not, it's just gonna be like one orange dollop. I think you can even see it on the side as well. That's the tiniest amount I use. That's how like pigmented it is. So it's a palette that's actually gonna last a while, because this is not something I wear every day. Cool. Highlight done. I am very happy with the finished look. Yeah, and as mentioned, like what I mean, I haven't shared too much, but I've shared a little bit. Main things I do want to get out of this is God hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't forgotten you. He hasn't forgotten me. He's a God that hears us. He's a God that sees us, and he's gonna see us through to the end, because that's just the nature of God. He's good. He's gonna see us through to the end, and it will be a good end in Jesus' mighty name. So believe that, because that's a fact that is not going to change. And also, when you're in your season, don't try and rush it. Yes, there's a time for everything, but sometimes, like, if you want to try and get out something too quickly, I don't know, God may be like, no, you need to stay because you haven't learned what I need you to learn. So you know, ask God, what is it that you're trying to teach me? What do you want me to kind of learn more about your character? What about your character do you want me to learn more about in this season? Seek him, seek his face, call on to God, and he will answer you. Just speak to God, like, God, what do you want to show me in this season? But when you speak to him, make sure your heart is open to be able to receive and hear from him. Pray that you have the eyes to be able to see what it is he wants to show you, and you have your ears are open so you can hear what it is he wants to tell you. Like, don't kind of just be free, release, surrender, submit. Yeah. Anyway, this has been quite long. Like I said, I'm gonna just sort out my braids, like lay down the flyaways. I'm gonna take some selfies because I'm actually feeling myself. I like my look, I'm happy. Yes, I'm gonna go out, enjoy my afternoon. You'll probably see the selfies of this before the video because obviously I'm gonna have to edit this and all of that. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making it, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.